Soju Bomb. Soju Bomb. Oh. Soju Bomb.
Yeah!
Now, a second take on this one. Welcome to yet another Soju Bomb. Alrighty, hopefully that fan won't be a problem. It's a little loud, but hopefully you guys can't hear it. Here we are, once again, on another Soju Bomb. Of course, these are about...
Why is it loud?
I'm not sure. We'll try to fix it here after this video. Here in Soju Bomb, we like to talk about Korean culture, and more specifically about Korean media. We'll probably get into other aspects of Korean culture later, but right now we're talking a lot about Korean media. And today's movie of choice is called Guns and Talks.
Dumb name, awesome movie.
The Korean title is actually 킬러들의 sooo, which literally translates out to the conversations of killers, which is a way better title.
Because it actually makes sense. Guns and Talks. Okay, conversation with killers sounds very legit. But I digress.
Or the conversation of killers, or maybe just killers and conversations. Any of those is a way better title name.
Or just killers.
The Killers.
Or
Crossover.
Or
With Canadian bands.
never mind, I'm sorry. No,
And they even have they even have boyfriends who look like girlfriends.
I was gonna say something funny, but when you whipped out Canadian bands, I was like, I can't beat that.
Anyway,
Anyways,
this movie is about 4 of these.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's right. In Korea, a slang term for assassin is just the Konglish word killer.
Killer.
And killers. Or killer. There's about 4 of them. 2 of them are blood-related brothers. Huh? 3 of them... Okay. 3 of them are blood-related brothers, and the other one is a friend of theirs. And they're not exact... While they are very professional and they get their job done very well, they're not exactly the stereotypical idea of a hired assassin, are they?
No. They're very lighthearted, goofy, have fun with it, if you will.
Yeah.
Especially the non-brother, the one who isn't the brother. He does have a good time with what he does. In fact, the very first group of people to kill, he sets a bomb. And he calls the guy. And he goes, hello? Oh, wait, you're still alive? Wait, what? He goes, yeah, I'm the guy who just was about to blow you up in about a couple seconds here. He's like, wait, who is this? And he's like, are you still alive? Did I do the timer wrong or something? And you hear explosion. And he goes, oh, never mind. Click. And puts his phone away. So, he definitely has fun with it.
They're kind of a goofy group, as it were. And one of them happens to be an actor who's very familiar to those of you who are keeping up with us. Won Bin.
Won Bin. From Mother and Audrey.
Yes. And of course, this is a very young Won Bin. Mother and Audrey were 2009 2010, respectively. This was 2002.
It was a young Won Bin.
Yeah, much younger Won Bin. This was pre-army Won Bin.
This is Widow Won Bin.
Widow Bomb William.
Mega Man.
Actually, this is the youngest movie I have of him. We have another movie of his, Teguki. We'll watch that a little bit later. But a very young Won Bin, and a majority of the movie is done from his voiceover perspective.
Yes, it's from, and he's the youngest. He's a little brother. The oldest brother is the guy who is their boss, their leader, the one who he accepts the contracts and, tell people where to send the money and, it's done or whatever.
Yes. And he has a pretty unique way of making sure that both sides stay amicable. He takes a picture after a successful contract with every single person who's ever hired him. So you look on his wall and it's just filled of, to us, who appear as random people, but they're not.
To him, there's someone who paid him, put food on the table, and stuff like that.
Exactly. So these four hired assassins, they have a soft spot for the news. They love learning about the world. Isn't that right, James?
Not sort of, no. As the narration of the young brother would say, we watch the news every day. We don't miss it. But even though we watch the news every day, we don't know a thing about what's going on in the world. Because the reason for watching it is because of the anchor woman.
They all 4 of them have a little crush on her.
A little bit more than a little, but yeah, all 4 of them are obsessed with her. To the point where they can tell when she's upset, regardless. Between the anchor people just have that straight professional face. They can tell when she's upset or not.
It's quite humorous, So, these 4 brothers, they try to keep things as professional as they can. Although, like I said, they're quite comical, quite lighthearted about it. Well, they get a contract, and it's supposed to be a very simple job. Guy goes over there on his guy drives over there. You know, while she's in the parking lot, kills her. You know, done. They're gonna go. But things don't quite turn out that simple, do they?
Nope. As he was following her, getting ready, they're at a stoplight, getting ready. He looks over and he notices something. She's super pretty. So he hesitates. Light changes, so he follows her back. And when they get back, he follows her, sees where she's staying, and then he also notices that she's about to come back out. Doesn't know what to do, so he turns quickly to the door across.
Adjacent, yes.
Adjacent.
No, Jason's next to across. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
James went for the win. Anyways, and pretends that he's looking for his keys, hoping to go back in. She stops and just stares at him for a while. He's like, crap, she's gonna say something. And so he's mumbling to himself, oh, where'd I put my keys? Where's that? And he slowly turns around and goes, hello. Doesn't know what to do. And she says, wait here. And he goes, oh, okay. She closes the door and he freaks out. He's like, okay, I gotta get out of here. So he's running, pressing the button for the elevator, realizes it's not gonna come in time, turns, runs, tries to take the stairs, but then she opens the door and he's like in mid-run past her door and he's like, hi, how's it going? And she gives him some rice cakes. Because it's customary here in Korea.
Yes, whenever you move, you give rice cakes to your neighbors. It's just kind of like, again, it's the same idea of the tofu. Whenever you get out of prison, white symbolizes a new, fresh start. But tok, rice cake, also has a double meaning of sticking to something. And
same thing,
being good
stick
to
around. And I'm new here, please accept me, here's food. So it works. And he accepts the rice cakes. So the next scene, he's giving the rice cakes to the 3 brothers, the people he works with. And they asked him, so did you finish it? Did you take her out? And he goes, well, not exactly. There's some complications. You see, there was a motorcycle pulled up in between, right before I was about to pull the trigger. And they're like, oh, okay. And she followed back and killed her. He's like, no, not exactly. She was pregnant, you see. And he's like, what, you could tell she was pregnant from her sitting in the car? Well, no. So, of course,
they call him out on it.
They know he's full of it. And they said, you got to finish this job. We've never not completed a job before. She said, all right, I'll do it tomorrow. But as you can tell, he's quite taken with her, even though she's pregnant and everything. So he doesn't really know how to approach this, especially since he's supposed to kill her.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what's going on with him. With the older brother, he's just getting ready to get on the bus. The oldest brother, the leader, if you will. And some schoolgirl comes up to him.
It's random schoolgirl, and she offers him a cup of coffee.
Yeah. He's like, no, I'm just gonna get on the bus. I gotta leave, but thanks. She's like, take it. He's like, okay. He drinks it, and she's like, don't you like it? He's like, I don't like black coffee. I'm more of a fan of the sugar. She's like, oh, okay. Can I ask you a question? Oh, sure. Can I get you to kill someone for me? Wait, what? And she's like, aren't you the guy? I need you to kill someone for me. And
they never do explain exactly how she found them.
Not at all. But he pretends to be someone else and leaves. Jumps on the bus and leaves her there.
She follows him home.
And she's there. Asked if where the ladies' room was, and he's like, we don't really have one of those, but the bathroom's right there. And so she goes there, and the brothers and all the 4 of them start talking, going, how does she know us? How do you know her? I don't know her. All right, I don't know what's going on. We just got to downplay this. Just get her to leave.
It's like, we can't let her know that we do what
we do.
Yeah, what we do.
Don't. And so the non-brother goes up to her and says,
we don't do what we do.
We don't, exactly.
You don't understand. We don't do what we do.
And they just kind of glare at him and tell her that she's been misinformed. They don't know how. And she tells him a sob story. All you really actually hear about it is that it involves a teacher of hers.
Yes, a teacher had wronged her somehow. They don't. They purposely leave it vague. You find out later. You find out later why. I kind of have to point to my face when I'm talking.
Yes, and of course they assume something. If it's a teacher, a male teacher who's wronged her, they naturally assume something. So they think, so you gotta talk to someone about this. You gotta call the cops if you need to, but this isn't where this isn't what we do. But after hearing her sob story, they do say, hey, our door's open anytime to you. All right, if you need to talk. She leaves, and he locks all 3 locks right away. As soon as the door closes.
Okay, so while this is going on, there is a detective who's trying to track them. He has his suspicions. He's not sure that they're assassins, but he does know that because they did a police raid at the same time that they were there to assassinate guys. They assassinated every one of their targets except for one.
Who the police arrested.
Yes. And the police realized when they went in there, okay, a lot of these guys are already dead. There's something wrong going on. And so he kind of suspects that there's some kind of foul play. And he doesn't know if it's like a rival mob or whatever. He doesn't know. But he starts trying to track these guys down. So he does eventually find his way to their house. But he only takes a few things. What does he take?
I feel their bullets and leaves them a message on their computer screen. It's like a screensaver. But he writes it in English.
And they can't read English.
No. In fact, the one is, what's the word? Miss? And they write it as Konglish. They call it miss. They don't actually say the word miss in Korean, even though they have they have the books out to translate words.
And so the miss, so they think it's a girl because miss as in mist and miss as in girl, and so they assume it's the high school girl that broke into the house and was stealing stuff from them.
At first, anyway. Yeah. Funny thing is, though, the guy they arrested, they needed him to help bring down a giant mob lord.
Yes.
And so the mob guy got out, but they were still able to impound the car. And before he got out, they used the car to follow the 4 assassins, and they caught on real quick because that's their job. They notice things. So they got out. The one guy, the non-brother, chased down the car and tried to chase after it, and it drove away. But he got the license plate number, so they made sure they ran it and figured out who it was, who was following them. So that comes into play later in the movie, a good bit later. But at this point, the one assassin, the one who's in love, falling for the pregnant girl, goes back and lies about trying to get into his room. He goes, I lost those keys again. She's like,
away from my roommate.
He's like, I'll stay here and talk to you. He's like, no, that's all right. I'll just wait for my roommate. You can come in. No, that's all right. I'll wait for my roommate. No, come on in. But no, that's okay. Come in. Okay. Goes in and they talk. They end up dancing, and the cop was spying on them. So the fact that he didn't kill her was a very, very good thing because they would have been caught.
Yes.
And he leaves. The cop talks to her and tells her, do you know who the man was?
It's like, is there anyone you know who would want to kill you?
And eventually they sit there. She talks to the crack in the door with the chain still on because she doesn't want to open the door.
I can hear you just fine from here.
Yeah. And they talk. And she says, her husband, the man the father of her child.
Yes.
And so the guy... The cop's like, all right, well, we can put a stop to this. We'll go track him down and see if he's actually trying to hire someone to kill you. And
right here, all three. There's a third plot line that's about to enter in. It's going to tie all these. All these plot lines are about to come to a close. So here we're going to do what we do in every single Soju Bomb. We're going to talk about the rating. So if you're interested in this movie, it was released in English, but it was released by ADV, same guys who did Married to the Mafia. You're probably not going to be able to find it new. You probably could find it used, probably not too expensive. The DVD itself has a few special features, but the English translation was, for the most part, pretty good. Yeah. ADV does pretty good work, and so you can find this in English. You can buy it legitimately off of Amazon. So A, did you like it?
yes, very much so.
B, would you recommend it?
Yes, very much so.
And C, to whom?
Really, anyone who likes a good comedy. I mean, there's obviously the murder, killer, assassin comedies that have been kind of overdone in the States. They do a very bad job with them, in my opinion. But this one's really funny. Definitely better than the ones, again, my opinion, in the States, like Night and Day or Married Killers or something stupid like that with Ashton Kutcher. Anyways, what I mean,
this means war.
This means, yeah. Honestly, our entire family, I think, would really enjoy it. Again, anyone who likes a good comedy.
So we were talking before.
There's no like bad scenes in it or anything, so it's
comedies are definitely up your alley.
Very much so.
So
and good action movies. So like Ajushi is definitely up there for my favorite.
So we talked for a while. Married to the Mafia is probably sitting towards the top of your list.
Yes.
Does this usurp it?
If I knew what that word meant. No, I'm just kidding. You know what? I'm gonna put right just underneath it. I really enjoyed Married to the Mafia, but this one's just right there.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so a good recommendation from James. I also recommend it. Gianna actually watched this one. I'm sure she can add her own comments there in the comments. Do it on the video on YouTube and not just on Facebook, please. Thank you. Love you guys.
This way we get more than just 4 views and more than just Jamin trolling us. There's other.
That's my comments. Yeah.
Spelled noob wrong.
Canoob. All right, so carrying on. Okay, now all these plot points can come to head. So the first one that comes to a head is the high school girl. One Ben kind of takes to her, especially since he can't cook, and she offers to cook for them.
And so all the brothers and the other guy, the other killers, think he became an amazing cook overnight because she cooks for them.
Yeah.
Because he keeps trying to be a good cook and they hate his food. Interesting thing I should say. The very beginning of the movie, the older brother is freezing, is in the cold, steps into a car, and a lady's in the front of the car and says, I need you to kill someone for me.
And that's literally the opening scene in the movie, and then it gets dropped until like the last 40 minutes of the movie.
He pretty much says, excuse me, but aren't you? And then it ends, and it goes into the movie. Like, okay, I guess obviously they'll play that later, but that's another one of the plot points you will find out.
Yes. Okay, so one Ben kind of takes to the high school girl, and she decides not to go through with one of them to kill the teacher.
Finds out that she just fell in love with the guy. That she just developed a huge crush on him, and he is getting married. So she was devastated and thought him dead was better than not watching him with another woman. But then she realized that's wrong and blah 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 blah.
We should mention, like, since a lot of the voiceover and a lot of the perspective of the movie is done from one Ben's character, there'll be times where he'll do a voiceover and he's saying what he thinks is happening, and something very very different is actually happening. And they call it, I believe it's called cinematic irony, or is that?
I don't know. It's hilarious. I'll get to something that they did a very good job on that. That was super funny. But first,
the one for here, she's making this confession in English
because he was an English teacher,
and he doesn't know what she's saying, and so he thinks that she's crying because like he molested her or something. So he's like, "Don't worry, we'll kill that bastard for you." And she's like, "You're a moron. Shut up. You don't."
It's like, what? No, I just said I didn't want him dead. And he still can't understand what she's saying in English, and so he's just sitting there crying with her because he's a sympathetic crier. Another time they did a really good job on it was when the older brother started to beat up on the guy who refused to kill the pregnant lady, saying, "You don't understand, this is our job. You can't go all soft on me now." And he's like, "Can you do it? Just kill a woman who's pregnant like that?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it right now." And then so they start fighting, and
like, stop.
He stopped.
Don't fight anymore.
Yeah, he's getting off. The younger brother is screaming, he's saying, give this long spiel about how love and how it feels and everything, and how he's experiencing love. And he's like, "I noticed that my other brother and the guy who's in love with the girl were moved with my words, practically into tears because how moved they were." And it slowly turns, you see their face, and they're actually trying not to laugh at him. So he thinks they're crying because how moving his speech was. Really, they're trying not to laugh at his because how stupid it was.
Oh, poor one bit.
It was super funny.
Okay, so that's that plot line. The next plot line, of course, is with the pregnant lady. The oldest brother, the one who actually does the contract, he finally gives in.
And instead of saying we failed, he's going to go to the guy and say, "Sorry, but we aren't going to do it. We're not going to accept this contract."
He's doing it on the pretense that you told us to murder a woman, you didn't tell us to murder a woman and a baby, so contract is null and void.
Yeah, and he meets the dude. The dude is in the elevator after having affair with this lady who he's saying you can't go.
The secretary or whatever.
Yeah, we can't go public yet until a certain matter is taken care of, but I believe it'll be taken care of soon. He's on the elevator. The two of them are there too. He mentions, "Hey, I'm the guy you hired for this contract," and blah blah blah. And the same thing that all evil people do, and that's they talk back and down to the assassins or the murderers.
Why would you
hired them because they're ruthless killers, and you're going to talk to them like you're their boss. No. You're not there. No, you're just the people who hired them to do this.
And your plan is to blackmail him?
And so because
that was a horrible Morgan Freeman, but
that was a very bad Morgan Freeman. Penguins. Everybody poops. By Morgan Freeman.
All right. So the
dogs make little poop. Elephants make big poop.
And so that's how that plot line
Punches
comes
him in
ahead.
the
But
face.
well, then the cop comes in there because the girl said to the cop, please just beg him not to
this.
kill me anymore. No, doesn't want to kill me. The cop's like, that's not what we do. We catch bad guys. We don't tell bad guys not to do bad things. But he's like, okay, I want to do this for her. And so right after the guy gets the crap beat, his face
Punched right in the face by the older brother.
the cop just comes in and he's like, please don't kill your wife. And just leaves. The guy's just like, what's going on?
He starts screaming at the cop as he's trying to get ready to leave. He's like, well, where do you people keep coming from? Why don't you? And he punched right in the stomach and starts wailing on him, saying, I'm asking you this nice thing. Stop being such a, he's like swearing at him and everything. He's like, why would you want to kill your wife anyway? Starts beating him. Fixes his coat. The guy's sitting there all bloody. He's like, what's happened? Gets off and just walks away.
So that's the end of that thread line. So we kind of carry on now. Now we have only two plot lines going on. We got the detective, and we have the newest contract with the mysterious woman in the car. He recognized her, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Who is she? Oh, we already did the. Would you watch this later? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, actually, before I get into that, what happens is the contract is being very specific.
Very specific.
There is a play, there's a big thing, performance going on. It's Hamlet. They have to kill a certain actor who plays Hamlet.
Yeah. But all they know is there's going to be ministers there. There's going to be diplomats there. Like it's high profile thing.
Very high profile people. So that's who the detective and all the cops believe is going on. They completely quadruple the security because they hack the email and find out what's going on. Mm-hmm. Because that's when the detective broke in. He did a very interesting way to get in there without actually breaking the law, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And they're freaking out. They're going, why are we doing this? This contract is stupid that we have to do it so specific to how this person asked. Why are we risking our lives and everything just for this one contract? And, he just used the excuse, well, I just gave the one contract back because of you. I'm not going to do another one. And then, but the other the brothers joining in, and you're like, no, you understand, this is stupid.
Real high risk.
Very high risk. Like, it's even worse now. If there was enough security before, now there's, again, triple, quadruple. What were we supposed to do? And he explains that, that anchor woman that they like so much? It clips back to that, and it finds out she's the one hiring them.
So they're one secret crush. They all
love.
She's hired them to kill. It's not one of the diplomats, not one of the ministers. It's actually one of the actors. I guess he has a reputation for being a bit of a womanizer, and he broke her heart.
And
but she
broke my heart, so I'll break yours.
But she isn't too horribly vindictive. She wants him to die in front of a lot of people because he loved the spotlight. She thought that was appropriate, romantic somehow.
So that's why it had to be done this way. And after telling the rest of the group who it was, they don't argue anymore.
No, they're like, no, we're gonna do it.
The one turn around like, well, why does she want to kill someone? And the other one's like, okay, guys, come on, let's do this.
Run low on battery.
All right.
So they go there. They pull off. They pull off
They end up blowing
miraculously.
up a car to get everyone running there, thinking, oh, they blew up a car. Who was in the car? Well, no one. And the detective realized, crap. Runs back during the great finale when Hamlet gets killed. He puts a silencer on the sniper and shoots him at that time. So everyone thinks, oh,
It's a wonderful performance.
that was a great death scene. He, but like a boss. They got out of there before anyone even realized there was a pool of blood underneath him, and then he was shot and killed.
Yeah. So they fulfill their contract. Now that plot line's through. The only one left is the detective.
Detective chases after the oldest brother, and chases him down an alleyway and shoots him.
With one of his own bullets.
One of his own the bullets that he stole earlier, and he did this for a reason. He didn't kill him for a reason. He shows up with the brothers, and they're freaking out. Oh crap, he's bleeding. What's going on?
And they got a license plate number. Well, what they thought was his license plate number because that's the car he was using to trail them. But that was an impounded car, and now the impounded car went back to its original owner
Because he got out of jail. The drug mob leader guy that I was talking about earlier. Yeah. So when they get the bullet out of him, they recognize the bullet. This is one of ours. So they figure, okay, the guy broke in. The plates we ran, the guy was following us. And he was the guy who hired them in the very beginning of the movie to kill those 4 people.
Yes.
Because he wanted
This is cover up.
Cover up. And he's like, hey, call those guys again. We might need them to kill that detective who's been bugging us. Okay, no problem, boss. He calls them. And he says, oh, I had to leave him a message. And they drive by him, turn the car right in front of theirs, stops them.
Oh, these are the guys I told you about. They're so fast.
Man, they're fast. Look, they even brought their own guns, and just waste them. Both the driver and the mob boss just kill them both, thinking they were the ones who did it.
Yeah.
Finds out, no, it was a detective. And when they find that out, they realize where their brother's going. He's going to that detective.
Yeah.
So they get there, but not in time. detective walks up to him and tells him, or he walks up to the detective and it's like, all right, look, I'm done playing this. You shot me. I thought you were going to arrest me. You didn't. So he whips out his gun, and all the cops are like, oh my gosh. But they don't realize it at first. First, he has to shoot his phone. Say, there, now you have to arrest me. I shot inside a police building. All the guns are on him.
He's like, give me $50 for the phone and go.
Yeah, just pay for the phone and leave. Pulls the gun, shoots the computer.
Okay, give me $550 and leave.
And he puts the gun on him. He's like, you're not going to kill me because you don't do that.
Yeah. No one hired you to do it.
And he's like, well, what if someone paid me to kill you? And he's like, well, I really doubt that. So after trying to get himself arrested, he's not. The detective lets him go. And so he leaves.
So the detective wanted justice done, but knew he couldn't do it himself. So but he knew he couldn't hire these people because that would be breaking the law also. So he just did a roundabout way to get it done for him.
He tricked him into killing the bomb boss. So because he used them, and because the people they've killed so far have all been horrible people who they've been trying to put in jail, but they couldn't. Yeah. Actually, I don't know about that guy who played Hamlet. Obviously, the past of being a womanizer. You don't really know how evil he was.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them they don't know, but the ones that the detective witnessed personally.
Yeah, he knows those were bad people who, in a way, he helped them. So to return the favor, he let him go.
So the cop says, how I'm going to deal with this is I'm going to make a justice system that's so complete people don't feel the need. They don't feel so wronged that they have to go to assassins anymore. They just trust the police to get justice done for them. And that's kind of how the movie ends, with the policeman saying that's what he wants.
They make references. The Long Ben, the younger guy, starting a relationship with the girl who just pretty much graduated, and how the non-brother started a relationship with the pregnant lady.
Yes. And they get a contract to kill a guy using lung, but he has to die by lung cancer.
And
how do you want me to kill with lung cancer? Just give him a cigarette.
So that's in the movie ends. And it's really, really good movie.
Yeah. I really enjoy this movie. I think Jan will really enjoy this movie too. It's just a fun movie. Fun movie. Not too much cultural stuff that would confuse too many people, and it's just made in a way that you would not expect from American film. Like, it has a very uniquely Korean feel to it without making it feel too foreign.
And when that movie was made, these guys, almost every single actor in this movie
was like nobody.
Went on to big and great things. But since they were nobodies, it was better. Like I said, when they tried to do this in the States, they always got these big name people. And
this would be Channing Tatum and like
Jonah Hill, like in 21 Jump Street.
it'd be Channing Tatum. It'd be Matt Damon. They would take
people who were either 100% comedy and try to make them an action star, or take action stars try to make them comedy. And again, some of the movies they do like that, they do a real good job and it's pretty funny. But overall, I believe that the Koreans did it much better.
Anyways, this has been another Soju Bomb, and join us next time. Hopefully we'll get another one up before too long. All right, talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye bye.
Drinking so much soju.